this training. You see that?
Right, but I do, I mean, I don't know what you want it to say. It does say,
Maybe the ninth grade.
I mean, maybe we just leave that blank. So Agent Lesky, under vocational other training, on the level completed an area of study, if you can just delete the ninth grade in general studies. And then I think just leaving that blank in conjunction with the narrative below does seem to accurately describe it. So.
And yeah, general studies, I think it should be actually medical billing certification, but that should be.
Okay, and that does indicate that in the narrative portion. All right, any other recommended changes?
I'm really sure something got cut off. Page 10 going to 11. Under health. Page 11 at the top just says cancer.
Right, and then that's supplemented. I think the physical health narrative does describe further about that.
Well, that's it then.
Okay. And the advisory guidelines were scored at 0 to 9. Any scoring challenges?
I don't have any.
Mr. McLennan, any additions, corrections, or scoring challenges from the people?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Vogler, I did have a chance to review the materials that you submitted. Letter from a counselor, psychological monthly report, 2 letters from an employer. Also today reviewed a letter from about his medical situation, and also that transcript of the course of study that he's in right now. So I did have a chance to review those. Anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Yeah, sure. I think Mr. Kazarski is looking strongly into the future now, and I think he's been laying groundwork since this occurred to achieve what he needs to achieve going forward. So he's not going to be back here in this court or any other court. I think he will, if he were to be put on probation, I think he would successfully complete that probation. He's been working hard. His mother, of course, owns that company that he works for, but he's treated no differently there than any other employee. He has managers over him that have the power to fire him if otherwise critique his performance. He's working hard academically. The cancer that he suffered as a child, spent about a year hospitalized for that. Coming back to the other side, and he recently had some surgery that has revealed that. He's sort of been putting off treatment on that. I wish he would have done that. I wish he would have jumped harder into it, regardless of what this court may do in terms of the sentencing. But he's got to face that too. So he's got a child on the way, a relationship. He's going to make it this time, I believe. I think he's well on his way to doing it.
Thank you. Mr. Kazarski, is there anything you want to tell me, Jason?
No, I mean, like Mr. Vogler said, I've been working real hard since last year. I mean, I haven't gotten in trouble 5 years, even prior to that. It was just this incident, which was very unfortunate, and I am sorry for the things that did happen. It went both ways in our relationship, we were both just toxic for each other. So, but it shouldn't have went the way it did. And yeah, I haven't gotten in any trouble and I don't plan to. I didn't plan to this last time. But it was 6 years, so I mean, my recovery is very important to me. I do counseling twice a week. I see my psych. I got a recovery coach. I do that at least 5 times a month, twice with my counselor a week. And
Thank you, Mr. Kazarski.
I just need this. I just need a chance. That's all I need. Just need a chance to show like that I can do this, and I don't want to miss my baby born on the 28th. It's my first baby. I'm not even supposed to technically have kids, so it's kind of a miracle at that.
Since you're sharing some information, maybe I'll just ask you one thing. You say you just need a chance. I'm looking at, you've got 5 prior convictions for stealing. Didn't you get chances those times?
I mean, I did, but that was a long time ago. And I changed since then. You know, I'm not on drugs like I was. Drugs is what got me in trouble all those other times.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Kazarski. Mr. McLennan, any recommendations from you?
Yes, Your Honor, we do have a victim that would like to give a statement.
Okay. Want to come forward, ma'am? You can either stand at that bar if you want, or sit at council table, or whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, go ahead with anything you want me to know.
I do, within the part of our separation, I know you've seen us in here a few times now. And it wasn't just one incident. This was just the one that I actually was able to report and catch him on. And I still have yet to even be able to trust anybody. I sleep with a baseball bat next to my bed because of him and the treatment that he gave me, because he did relapse so hard on drugs, where he didn't know what was real and what was fake, where he did put his hands on me as well previously to that. I came home after work and all of my belongings are torn apart, broken apart, thrown across the room, and he broke it into my safe, stolen my medication because he knew that'd be the only way that I would contact him, as I ignored him the best that I could through everything that had happened. And he did get in trouble within our relationship too. He's lying about that. He got in trouble for shoplifting from Walmart. He's not bringing that up. He's gotten in trouble other numerous times during our relationship as well. So I'm just pointing out that that's a lie there. And I still have yet to even be able to physically trust anybody to like even open up to them. I remained within my small circle of like 3-4 friends, and that's it. And then the impact that it had on my daughter as well once she found out what actually happened, because I tried to shield her from what happened between me and Mr. Kazarski, but she wanted to know, and she's at the age where I let her know some of the details. And that has also put a huge emotional toll on my daughter to know the things that he did to me as well. So I actually have her in therapy, and she's now on medication as well, where I've always been in therapy and have psychiatrists too. And during the time we were together, he was also on those programs that he's claiming he's on now. He might be doing them more so now than when we were together, but he was doing them too at that time. But no, I still have yet to recover from that incident. And the multiple times that he came into the home when he should not have.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. McLennan, any recommendations then from the people? You can step back to the gallery.
Yes, Your Honor, and Your Honor alluded to this in questioning defendant. There's a history and a pattern here of the same type of offense over and over again. And when you're looking at his record, it looks like maybe he would have been done in 2018. He was given chance after chance. Here he is again last year doing the same type of crime. I would ask for, we have a 7-month jail cap. I'd ask for 7 months. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Kazarski, you're 34 years old. You have 3 prior felonies, some prior misdemeanor history. Most concerning as to what I previously alluded to, as well as the prosecutor. You've got 5 prior theft-related offenses, some misdemeanors, some felonies. This case is an attempt larceny in a building where you stole your ex-girlfriend's controlled substance pills from her home, well, from the home that you had shared during a civil standby while you're sent in to retrieve your belongings. So while law enforcement's like present at the scene for a civil standby, you're stealing her stuff, stealing drugs. That's pretty bold. And that's consistent with a history of you taking things that don't belong to you, whether it's from a store or from a car or from a house. You've done all those things.
I didn't take that.
Well, you entered a plea, so don't come today and tell me, sentence you as if you
No,
didn't
I'm
do
saying it
anything.
wasn't like that though, but I do understand and.
Yeah, so you just keep taking stuff that's not yours.
I will,
On the other hand, you got a lot of good things going on right now, you know, with a good job, with some good education you're getting. You know, in a lot of respects, you'd be the kind of person I'd be looking to put on probation. It's the 5 prior thefts that's just really just hard to overcome. There is a sentence agreement with a cap at 7 months. I think maybe, and the Department of Corrections recommended 4 months jail. I think maybe a proportionate sentence would be, this is your 6th felony, or I'm sorry, your 6th theft conviction, a month per theft conviction. So 6 months in the Presque County Jail. Credit for 1 day previously served. There's $130 crime victims assessment, $350 in court costs, $68 in state costs. You can file an appeal if you wish to the Court of Appeals by application. If you want me to appoint a lawyer for you, I would do so, but you'd have to ask me within 6 months. We're going to hand you a copy of your appeal paperwork right now and ask you to initial 1 copy for us. The other one is for you to fill out. When you're released from the jail, you can set up a payment plan to take care of those fines and costs. Good luck to you, Mr. Kazarski. We are on the record in the 53rd Circuit Court for the County of Sheboygan. We are providing public access to our criminal docket, both in the courtroom and also online. We'll start our morning docket with People of the State of Michigan versus Robert Boyd. It's 2 file numbers, 24-6931FH and 25-70003FH. Counsel, you want to state your appearances, beginning with People?
Melissa Goodrich, Blaine County Prosecutor.
Dominic F. Fandraki Jr. on behalf of Mr. Boyd, who's to my right.
All right, good morning. And looks like we also had a pending contempt tagging along for failing to appear, but with that being resolved by a plea in the absconding case, we'll just dismiss the contempt at this time. It would be redundant. We have in 6931 an R&O habitual third, guidelines 7 to 28, and in 7003 an attempt abscond, guidelines 2 to 17. Have you had a chance to review the report and recommendations with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any additions or corrections to the information in that report?
No additions or corrections, Your Honor.
And do you have any challenges to the scoring?
No challenge to the scoring, Your Honor.
Ms. Goodrich, do the people have any additions, corrections, or scoring challenges?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Andriaki, anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Essentially, Your Honor, what we're asking for here is we've reviewed the recommendations. From our perspective, we would request two things. Primarily, first is that when you look at the substance abuse treatment, in the absconding file, Mr. Boyd was at the Harbor Hall. He did leave the Harbor Hall. However, he did turn himself into an inpatient hospital. And upon completion of that program, he went to DOT caring centers, and he brought this morning a certificate of completion where he successfully completed residential treatment at the DOT caring centers. So our first request would be that he would get jail credit for the successful inpatient treatment that he accomplished at the DOT in Saginaw. It's a 30-day program. It's noted on page 16 of the pre-sentence interview report to CFJ 284. And then the second request from our perspective is Mr. Boyd obviously has a significant criminal history. There's no hiding that, right? However, the vast majority of that is due to alcohol and controlled substance use. Thankfully, through a long and arduous process, Mr. Boyd is taking substance abuse treatment very seriously. As noted again on that page 16 of the CFJ 284 for substance abuse treatment. Essentially, all of his treatment comes within, especially the inpatient treatment, within the last about 9 months, approximately, from essentially December of 2024 to the present. He is going through AA meetings, and we would request, given that he's staying sober and trying to turn his life around, that the 12 months be held over his head and be placed on probation for the 1 to possible 2 years, as noted in the report. There are some, it's a little unclear as for the probation officer's recommendations, as the CFJ 145, page 2 to 3 notes that it's for probation of 1 year with credit for the time served of 12 months on the R&O case. But then if you read the
Yeah, I saw there was a discrepancy in the recommendations between either probation of 1 or 2 years and in the absconding case, whether to place it on probation at all.
right.
Yes.
So that's why we were just trying to summarize all that up.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Boyd, it's not required that you would make a statement today, but it is allowed. Is there anything you want to tell me today or no? Go ahead and stand up if you're gonna.
I appreciated that you guys let me go to rehab. I know that I didn't do it right, when I left Harbor Hall, but it saved my life, like seriously. And so I just appreciate that. You've always been fair with me, so I can't go against anything you say, really, Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Boyd. Ms. Goodrich, any recommendations from the people?
Yes, Your Honor. We started here on an R&O case where on August 23rd of 2024, the defendant was running into a wooded area. The officer confirmed his outstanding warrant at that time. The defendant was found hiding under an abandoned van. The defendant came out from underneath the van and started running again. The defendant was lying down on the ground trying to hide and was found there, got up, started running away a third time until he was placed into custody. He then was released for rehab and on his own decided to switch rehabilitative facilities and did not return to the jail as court ordered. Mr. Boyd has 7 prior felonies and 21 prior misdemeanors. He is familiar with the court system and the importance of communications with the court. He's 42 years old. He's unemployed with a GED. Due to him successfully completing that second rehab that he chose to do on his own, there was consideration given and a county jail cap was placed on this case. It did not appear to be a prison type case, and also an agreement that the 2 cases would run concurrent. He received the benefit of both of those things. I'm in agreement with the PSI recommendations for 1 year in jail in the R&O with credit for the 207 days already served. I would agree with time served on the absconding. I would suggest the court order the 2 years probation, even defendant expressed concerns about remaining substance-free and had requested the assistance of court supervision to monitor and hold him accountable during the PSI interview. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Well, Mr. Boyd, if you want to stand for the court sentence, please. Mr. Boyd, you know, with the prior record that you have, you've had sort of a lifetime of a series of bad decisions, you know, in and out of jail and prison. And I've in the past, I think I've prosecuted you in the past a long time ago. I've been a judge on your cases. You know, with 7 prior felonies, then of course that means, I mean, this is an R&O, and you're looking at guidelines up to, you know, 28 months. So I mean, it doesn't take much for you to be in prison jeopardy. But you know, that's, I think if you reflect on it, that's how it probably ought to be, that people who are first-time offenders ought to get more breaks than people who are 8-time felony offenders. But so you're just in that category, Mr. Boyd. So it's really hard for me to know whether to believe anything that you say about your present intentions. You know if that's true or not, but you also know it's unlikely that a judge is going to believe those things until you show us. Right? I saw that you did in the PSI say that you wanted, you know, some help on probation to monitor and hold you accountable to remain substance-free. You know, you've had some struggles in that area, to be sure. I hope you mean that. I got no way of knowing if you do. I hope you do. I think you seem to have, you know, a fair amount of intelligence where I think you're capable of doing more than what you do. But what you do, Mr. Boyd, I mean, the police don't have a really easy job, and you're out there making their life pretty tougher that day. I mean, you got a warrant, and they're going out to make a warrant arrest, and you're running and you're hiding under vehicles and you're running from them again. I mean, what the heck are you doing? I mean, you know how that ends. And even if they don't catch you that day, they're catching you. So I just don't understand the thought process with, you know, that kind of felony record, that you're just going to run around from the cops like you're 17 years old in an MIP party. You know, that kid's going to get a ticket. You're going to go to prison. You know, and the prosecutor's right. It's only because, you know, you did complete a rehab that they gave you that sentence agreement. This isn't the kind of case where we look at the behavior and say, gee, we think we want to send Mr. Boyd to prison. But then when we look at his record, it's a little more tempting. So this could have been a case that ended up with you in prison because you're just being a knucklehead instead of just letting them arrest you on the warrant. I don't even know what the warrant was. What was the warrant?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I mean, it wasn't a felony or you'd be here on that.
Right.
So you took what was at most a misdemeanor problem, maybe a child support problem. I had no idea, but it wasn't a felony problem. And you turned it into, am I going to prison or not? So I don't know. I don't understand that. In any event, there's a sentence agreement for a county cap and for concurrent sentencing. I'm going to follow that. I think that's fair under the circumstances. It's not my practice to give you jail credit for a time that you were not in the jail. So I'm glad you completed that inpatient, and that's probably why you got the sentence agreement, but I'm not going to give you jail credit against that. So what I'm going to do, taking all those things into account, including the guidelines in file 6931 FH for the charge of resisting, obstructing police habitual second, 3-year maximum, 7 to 28 month guidelines range. I'm going to order that you serve 12 months in the Sheboygan County Jail, give you credit for 207 days previously served, and place you on probation for 24 months, subject to the terms and conditions listed on pages 2 and 3 in the pre-sentence report. Those include a crime victims assessment of 130, court cost of $350, state cost of $68. There's a monthly supervision fee, and you're going to have to complete substance abuse testing and treatment as directed by your supervising agent. I'll indicate on the judgment of sentence that I would approve you for participation in any jail programming, including any CBT classes or trustee status. That's if the jail determines you eligible. All I'm doing is green lighting it that I have no objection to those things, and you can earn some time off your sentence that way. And that is a sentence within the advisory guidelines range. I think it is proportionate to the circumstances of the offense and the offender, taking into account his extensive prior felony record. In file 7003 FH, I'm also going to place defendant on probation for 24 months, subject to the same terms and conditions. And order that you serve 12 months in the Sheboygan County Jail for that as well. And on that one, you have credit for 140 days. And there'll be crime victims assessment of $130, state cost of $68. I'm not going to assess court costs in that file. And in that file as well, I'll order that you can participate if the jail determines you eligible in any programming, including CBT or trustee program. That again is a sentence within the advisory guidelines, and I think that it's proportionate to the circumstances of the offense defender. Mr. Boyd, if you wanted to file an application for leave to appeal, you could. If you wanted me to give you a lawyer, I would. You'd have to ask me within 6 months. So we're going to hand you a piece of paper explaining that appeal process, ask you to initial one copy for us, and the other ones for you to fill out if you want to take an appeal. Good luck to you, Mr. Boyd. Within 24 hours of your release, you have to contact your supervisor. And then can we bring up Keegan Warner next? And that's the only other one you have is